So our next item on the agenda is to get this guy to light up a little bit brighter. You can kind of see it. In fact, yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I'm pushing in. It puts a pretty good little dimple in your hand. There's just no other way of doing it. I've tried a number of different things. But so what I'm going to do is pull that system off, take a look at it, and show you what I tend to do. Make them a little bit better, but great? No. A little bit better, yes. So these two screws here are going to come out. You don't have to, but I like to. And this is where it kind of can get a little bit tricky for people who haven't done it before. Your flex is going to be very vulnerable to being torn. Now, I can't remember the last time I tore one, because despite what everybody says on the internet, these flexes are pretty dang strong. I know everybody's, oh, they're getting old and they get brittle. Not on this Nikon. I don't tend to have a problem with them. Okay, so that's upside down. So you got two screws there. And this is a tiny little screw. Okay. It says, hey, don't mix these screws up. That one is for plastic. Where'd it go? There it is. And that one there goes into a metal plate. There's the metal plate where it goes into, and there's the plastic where the other one goes into. So this funky little system here, which was never really great, uses this pad. And see if I can get this pad out without totally losing it. There we go. So that little pad there, someone has actually put a piece of metal on it. I don't blame them, it works. So there's the little piece of metal. Interesting. So I'm going to kind of keep that there. I tend not to put the metal plate on there. I tend to just go ahead and I clean the contacts and I just kind of like scratch them up a little bit. But I don't mind the metal plate. If you want to take the time to cut a little metal plate, it's perfectly that size. Hey, that's up to you. And then what I want to do is denatured alcohol again. Oops. Get down in there to clean anything out. And then what I do on this is clean both sides. Sometimes it's tough to tell whether or not it flipped over or not. Cool. Clean the contact. Pretty much set on that. I need to run and get something because I forgot to get it. Oh, yeah, I have it here. All right, so this, obviously I've had around for eons. This is actually a contact enhancer. You can get it at most auto parts stores. It's one of the few things I actually get from an auto parts store. I don't buy real grease from auto parts. So this is a conductive grease. I use it very sparingly. You can see how old this is. So I'll go down in there with tiny little screwdriver, small little blob, put some in there, and then I will put that back in. And the reason I'm not a big fan of the metal piece in there is because honestly, there's electrical contacts there. That, if it just lays right across them, is a dead short. So I'd just rather not put it in. I'd rather do it the way Nikon did it. Is it the greatest in the world? No. I wish I could do this with LEDs, but you know, I haven't figured out a good, I haven't been able to get a good diffuser for the LED. Otherwise it's very hot in one spot. Okay, so this goes in. Okay, so before I put this in, this goes in. It's got a hook on it. I don't know if you can see it. I'll turn it around. It's got a hook. hook goes just under, holds that down. So it's, I don't want to turn this too much, but hook just underneath there on the other inside. All right, this thing goes there. These things break all the time. I rarely replace them. Nobody really complains about them. Don't tighten this up too tight like I just did. And then this guy is non-magnetic, which is a pain in the butt. And voila. I might come back later and replace that. Okay, so get this guy back in. Flex, get it where it's bent. Kind of just feed it down the side there. Don't force it. And just work it in. All right. These front screws are not magnetic either. There. This guy out of the way. See, much less pressure. When done right, they work. So, I just don't like putting pieces of metal against metal contacts. And we go ahead and put this to this. But that conductive grease, something everybody needs to have. Just wondering why I would want to pull the front out of this thing. Don't really need to. I could, I don't need to. This guy always falls out. So, this is the plastic shaft one. So it's an early version button. So, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. Okay, and we will reinstall the button. Okay, so what I did on the button is I actually squeezed the button a little bit. It is plastic. I make it swell a little bit, but only down like from here to the end. You don't want to do the whole shaft because that's got to be smooth so it can go up and down. Voila, button in, stays in, not going to fall out. So, yeah, I need to come, whoop. And I don't know exactly where it needs to be crimped, but I'm being very gentle. Don't want to do is break it. There we go. I think I can go a little bit further. If that's enough to get my tweezers in there, I'll go a little bit more until it's all done. So it's kind of like adjusting it. Beautiful. All right. So that guy's in, ready to go. Looks good. I noticed spring fell out. I don't know why spring fell out. The spring goes here, tries this lever back, which means it wasn't hooked correctly if it fell out. Can't get the stupid thing hooked. Can't see it. One side wraps all the way around and tucks in. Okay,